Assassin.
I don't know what the difference is.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
cool.
cool.
It
I like
shows
the
it.
light things.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Fortnite needs that shit. I'll
All
just
right,
jump on
go.
and I'm kind of going. Don't let you go. It's still chicken. I got one other team here for sure. He went in that gold house. Oh, I forgot. I forgot there's no parachute. So I was like waiting for the parachute to go off. Fuck. Okay, so I don't think the Rangers travel, but it's like a roll. Are you meleeing a
I
chicken?
killed one. Yeah, he's down. Hey guys, Assassin Parks here, and I'm reviewing Royale. It is a free game currently on Steam. I believe the game used to be called Paladins before they made it like Fortnite. Um, Obviously, they saw Fortnite was such a huge success, and then you got PUBG before Fortnite, and so on and so forth. All those type of games. Anyways, it's free on Steam. Pick it up, try it out. I was streaming Skyrim earlier. My buddy pops in Discord and says, "Hey, let's try this game out. You could use swords, kind of like Fortnite." I was like, "All right, I like Fortnite, so let's do it." I've been playing with my buddy for a while. Anyways, he plays a game before me while I'm downloading the game. Download went really fast. Also, while I was downloading, I guess on Steam you could watch like streamers stream the game, so that's kind of interesting. There's also an option in this game in the settings. I believe it like has it auto streams for Steam. I don't really know how that works. Anyways, as you can see right now, if you're watching this video, you get in. It's like Fortnite. You're in the waiting area. Then you're in this floating little bus thing, and you're flying across the map. Same thing. You press tab to open your map, like in Fortnite. Then when you're dropping, you're skydiving, you're just going to do like a superhero slamming into the earth type thing, like a Superman jump, right? So you're not going to pull out a parachute like in PUBG or a little, uh, whatever. You're not going to be floating in the air forever. You're just going to fall straight down almost. So that's kind of cool. You get to the action a little quicker. Obviously, so you get a couple minutes to get your gear and all that, and then like PUBG and Fortnite, the world starts to enclose on itself. You got the circles, and they start to come in, every few minutes. So you have time to run to the next location before you get stuck in like the fog. Uh, so some of the things I did like, I liked it. It ran smooth. So right off the bat, it ran smooth. I did crash a couple times in the loading screen from the lobby to the game. The first time was because I alt tabbed to check on my stream, my OBS program, and then the second time because I don't know, clicking on my mouse like a retard, and it didn't like it and it closed. So when I hit the loading screen, all the games after that, I just didn't touch anything. I just let it do its thing, and then after you're in the game, you could alt tab and do whatever you're doing, and I didn't have any issues. So that little loading area, that transition phase from the lobby to the game, it's very finicky. So if you guys are having issues with crashes, that's most likely the problem. And I know that that's the problem with other games too. It's just like the alt tabbing while you're in a loading screen. Okay, so now we're in the game, and let's say we open two chests in a house. The first chest has a pair of gloves. The second and the a gun. Let's say gloves and a gun. You go to the second chest. It also has gloves and a second gun. All right. So you don't need two pairs of gloves, right? So the first pair, let's say they're better than the second pair. So you won't have the option to equip the second pair. You don't have an inventory to throw them into. So uh, that's another thing. I'll get into that in a little bit. Anyways, so you have the option to dismantle that second pair of gloves that gives you a currency that you can later use to craft. You'll see that in the video. It's like a little gold coin that pops in. Anyways, if the second pair of gloves are actually better than the first pair of gloves you have, then you can equip them, and it throws the first pair on the ground because they're a worse type. So then you could dismantle that pair. As for guns, they got everything like crossbows, shotguns, rifles, pistols, kind of like little machine guns. They got staffs that shoot. They got swords. And that's about all I've seen. I haven't seen any. Oh, they got throwing axes. That's just like a special. It's like an ultimate for the warrior class. You got the warrior, the assassin, the engineer. You have the mage. You have like a, I don't know what he's called. Like, probably like a rogue or scout type dude. You'll see him in the loading screen when you very first start my video. Anyways, um, the class I liked the best was probably the fighter, the assassin, the mage, and the ranger dude. The engineer I didn't really like. My buddies didn't really like. So it is what it is, and they all got their own little bonuses. You can only play duos and squads. There's no single player and there's no 3v3. So it's either 2v2 or 4v4. And if you're just playing by yourself, you could fill obviously in a 2v2 or a 4v4. When we played 4v4 and we only had two people or three people, it did find us a player. So the game is pretty popular. I believe there's like 7,000 people playing while we were playing. My buddy found that out somehow. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, the game is pretty new, I believe, so a lot of people suck. So if you're not the best player in these type of games and yet you like them, you might want to try it out and have fun. I did pretty good early on, and then later as I kept playing, you get further and further into closer to winning. We were placing pretty high up, like the top 10, and it was getting harder. All those guys kind of knew what they were doing. They all had ultimate gear bags. They were making use of the crafting stations and getting the best gear. So you go to these crafting stations. They're like an anvil, it's like a smithy workshop, and that's where you use all your currency from the kills you get. You get food from killing people, and then you get little coins from dismantling gear, and you use that to make legendary items. There's also airdrops in this game. You get legendary items, usually a weapon, and all those. Uh, what else about this game? So no inventory. I was gonna get back to that, right? The inventory kind of sucks. You can swap your weapons. So you have two slots for your weapons, as you can see in my video. It's by default 1 and 2 for your weapons. I like Q and E. Don't ask me why. And then 3 and 4 are your abilities. You're allowed two abilities per class, and each class has like probably 4 or 5 abilities to choose from, and you get your abilities from looting the crates, and also the weapons obviously from looting the crates. You start with like a dagger. Everybody starts with like a dagger when you first drop. Um, and then you get two potion slots. One's like an armor potion, one's a health potion. Okay, so now we've gone to that. Everyone gets a horse also automatically. So as soon as you hit the ground, you could pop your horse and start running. Default key is Z for that. You could talk. There's team chat, and that's usually T by default. Or you could press V, and then you have little commands that you could click on, and your character talks for you. Like, I'm on my way, or I need healing, or I'm healing, that type of command. So the game is well thought out. It does run smooth. Okay, so visualization. I believe they'll probably add it in if it's gonna be a free game and they're gonna try to make money. They're probably gonna do the same thing as Fortnite and have costume shops, right? Right now, all the characters look exactly the same. They do kind of upgrade though, based on the armor quality that you get. So if you have default armor, you look like kind of like the default character when you very first choose your character before playing the game. When you get legendary items on, you can kind of see the difference. It's a small upgrade, but you could still tell that they're a warrior and stuff, right? When you die, you're a chicken, and I think there is a way to change the color of your chicken in the game. I haven't progressed high enough. After playing a few games, You do get placed into a rank, a league. So I was in like bronze 5, so maybe that's the lowest tier after like 10 games. And the way to see that is you have to actually log out and then log back in. One and I did that because I crashed. Remember I told you at the loading screen I like alt tapped. Anyways, back to the game. The game's all in all pretty fun. What we didn't like was when there's like 10 people left, the circles that enclose the fog area that makes the map smaller and smaller, shrinks. It stays pretty slow. So there's a big area with very few people. Um, and we kind of wish the last few phases would enclose a little quicker and push people towards the center of the circle way quicker to get that last action out. It kind of drags I'd say the let's say there's the fourth quarter of the game. It just kind of drags. The first quarter you'll see like 40 people die right away. Second quarter you'll see like 20 people die. Third quarter you'll see probably like another 20 to 25 die. And then that last quarter of the game, and if you're making it to the top 10, it's just dragging because the world's it's actually pretty small. I believe it's smaller than Fortnite. But because the circles enclose so slow, it makes the fourth quarter feel a bit bigger than it really is. Um, by that time, too, most people have used the forges and they have ultimate gears. They got weapons that can one shot you. If not one shot, definitely two shot. They got better armor on, so if you don't have a legendary weapon, you're just running around with maybe a purple weapon. You're gonna have to shoot them maybe like 4 or 5 times, where they're just gonna shoot you like twice. All right. Let's see. What kind of advice can I give you guys? Just shoot first. If you see someone coming at you, fucking shoot them. Even if you got a shotgun and you're 10 feet away, shoot them. Don't try to sneak up on them because the sounds in this game are very loud. They're a lot louder than PUBG and Fortnite. They're going to hear you. Even if they're being stupid and not paying attention to you, by the time you're, I'd say, within 10 yards, they're going to hear you for sure, for sure. Even if they're busy trying to shoot someone, they're going to hear you running up on them. So don't try to sneak up and get that shoddy kill. Um, Open world, the best tactics is to run in on people, push them. In the house, the best techniques is maybe to stay out and just kind of chill and let them come out. There was a lot of campers in this game. I don't know if it's because it's new and people were kind of scared, or they just feel more confident in hiding and trying to get to the end. I'm a little unsure on that, but the first person in a house definitely in this game has the advantage. For whatever reason, it's very hard to push into the houses. Um, Maybe because of the corners, the way the houses are. Now, I did see a couple glitches, like people like kind of half into the floor when they're crouching. So like if they're crouching, their waist and below, like all their legs and feet are missing. All you can see is like a torso hanging out of the floor. Uh, if you jump on the roofs, you slide down automatically. You can't stay on the roofs, but you can stay on the top of rocks and mountains. Um, what else here? Make use of your skills. I was forgetting a lot. My buddies were forgetting a lot. Just make use of your skills. There's no building like in Fortnite, but the mage has a wall. If you loot it from a crate, it has a stone wall that you could pop up, and it lasts for like 10 seconds. So that's probably the closest type of thing you're gonna get to Fortnite, building wise, and it doesn't last. I'm sure they're gonna do a lot more work to this game. Like I said, I believe it's new. You got like 20 seconds when you get knocked and you're a chicken. If you stand still behind something, you don't make the clucking noise. The bok bok bok. So just stand still, and sometimes some people run by you, and you'll get a revive. As soon as you get that revive, you need to heal though. The first hit you get hit, it's gonna be a critical, and you're most likely gonna die right away again. It doesn't matter what you get hit with, you're gonna die. So best thing to do is heal right away. All right, guys. I believe that's it. I'm new to this game. I'll probably be streaming a little bit more. My buddies want to play it. Uh, do teamwork. Really, if you play this game with friends, be a teammate. If they're crafting something, hang out with them in the crafting area. Don't run off to get an airdrop and let your buddies die, because those crafting stations they get pretty popular, and people are gonna hear you tinkering around in there. All right. Also, the crafting stations, you don't have to just craft one thing at a time. If you have enough currency, you can craft 5 things at a time. You have to close it out and then reopen it again. So and each item to craft takes a minute. All right. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this video and have a good day.
Bye.